Minority Floor Leader Aquilino Pimentel was one of the first members of the Senate when it resumed in 1987. By the end of this Congress, the 14th Congress, this will be his last. But the legacy of the Pimentels will be continued if and when, of course, one of the daughters of the senator will make it to the Senate in these elections. Now let's turn over to Mario Garcia to get to know this daughter of the minority leader.
We will get to know that in just a few minutes, Freddie. Ladies and gentlemen, Attorney Gwen Pimentel is an expert on child and family rights advocate, public servant lawyer. A holder of a Master's in Public Administration from the University of the Philippines, National College of Public Administration and Governance, a lawyer by profession, likewise Bachelor of Arts, International Studies, Maryknoll College in Quezon City. She worked with her father, Senator Aquilino Pimentel Jr., Solicitor Free, Office of the Solicitor General, Board Member, Intercountry Adoption Board, high school teacher, English and History, Liceo de Cagayan in Cagayan de Oro City, author, Adopting a Filipino Child the Intercountry Way, radio program host, broadcaster din, Magkabiyak sa Batas at Radyo Veritas. Board, member, Intercountry Adoption Placement Committee, Intercountry Adoption Board. All right, I will ask her to talk about her platform. What will you do in the Senate?
Good evening, Tito Mario, and all our viewers here in Hatol ng Bayan, the longest-running election show.
Matagal na po ito. Now it's a lot bigger.
Oh, yeah. It's great here in the set, by the way.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, you were asking about...
Yes, what do you want most? What bills will you immediately file? What is your top priority should you become a senator? Because your name is a name recall, a Pimentel in the Senate. Your father is doing very well in the Senate. When he was part of the administration, he was doing very well. When he started doing fiscalization, he did very well. So the Pimentel has proven your brand of politics. What will you do in the Senate?
Thank you, Tito Mario, for that. You know, as you said, Tatay has been long in the Senate, and he's been known to be the ama of the local government code, the father of the local government code. Now we have 156 amendments to the code, the Pimentel amendments, and I am surely going to push for that. I've worked in the Senate for nearly 11 years now, actually nearly 12 years, helping him as his chief of staff, and we have drafted many legislations, and one of this, pending before the Senate now, is the 156 Pimentel amendments to the local government code, giving additional powers and giving additional funds to the barangay, municipalities, cities, and provinces. And aside from that, I am, as you said, a family and child rights advocate.
Yes.
And being so, I've been in this, in helping children and women for the longest time already. And I would intend to pass what we call the Alternative Child Care Code, which is providing alternative care to children who have no families, abandoned, neglected, dependent children, through adoption, foster care, guardianship, going to adoption, and what we call the temporary shelters. So my concern really is to give these children a better chance to a better tomorrow by providing them with loving homes.
Your father, an advocate of federalism. Will you pursue that?
Yes, very much so, because I believe that federalism is the way to go for development of our country will come later on. Because by federalizing our country, peace will follow, not only in Mindanao, but of course all over the country.
When I said mas labang ang mga merong name recall, no?
Opo.
But there are sectors who are asking that our people should refrain from electing old, familiar political names. Your reaction to that?
Oh, naku, Tito, that's so against the grain of the whole concept of what democracy is in our society. You know, why will you stop a person who would be willing to serve a country?
After all, the process is by election.
Yes, and people will vote them. And, Tito, as you have covered Tatay already for nearly more than 40 years now, you have seen the kind of brand of politics Pimentel has to offer. people are still mouthing now the concept of principled politics and transformational politics. But my father, Senator Nene Pimentel, has lived that kind of politics. And it is that kind of politics that I, if given the chance, by the will of God and the grace of the people, will do and pursue. And I will follow in his footsteps by pushing that brand of politics of service.
Before your father became successful in the Senate, he was a victim, according to him, of the dagdag bawas.
Yes, Tito.
And your brother, who didn't make it in the Senate, claims that he was also another victim of possible electoral fraud. When it also happens to you, what will you do?
Tito, I think I would also be enraged and fight on. As you know, in 1995, Tatay, as you said, was a victim of dagdag bawas.
Yes.
And what did he do? He fought on. And now he's in the Senate because he was able to prove that there was indeed dagdag bawas. And in 2007, my brother Coco is still fighting up to now with the Senate Electoral Tribunal. But he has been vindicated by what happened in Maguindanao. And we know that the Pimentel brand is hindi katitigil hanggang ang katotohanan ay mapapakita sa taong bayan. Sapagkat that's the only way you promise the people to serve them.
Yeah.
And the only way is to do it truthfully and honestly. And we have to fight for what is right. So, but I believe that the people will not allow that. But if it does happen, I will be enraged and I will keep on continue fighting, and there would be another Pimentel fighting in the Senate.
Being done in the true traditional Pimentel way, huh? All right. Sa ngayon, may mga nagsasabing there must be a unicameral system of legislation. Should you become a senator, will you agree, will you sacrifice your seat in the Senate to agree to a unicameral system and abolish both the House and the Senate and then form one?
Unfortunately, Tito, I think the society, Philippine society and our culture does not augur well for a unicameral system. Like, example, we are so into patronage politics and utang na loob. And in the not so recent past history, we could show, it would be seen that a unicameral system of government can easily be manipulated. During the martial law years, it was easy, you can see that. And even now that we have a bicameral system, a house can be manipulated and controlled by the powers that be. And it is the Senate actually who offered the balancing and the checking of this kind of a situation. So I think it is very important that we have checks and balances in our government. And the only way to do that as of now, because of our temper as a people, would probably have still a bicameral form of government.
Sabi ng tatay mo, pabor sana siya sa constitutional change. Ayaw lang niyang mag-agree na ang constitutional change panahon ni PGMA. What will be your position? Will you conform with your father's view on this?
Yes, Tito, because you know, a constitution must be evolving. To the times, it must answer the needs of the times.
Yes.
And I believe that it is about time that we do have an amendments to our constitution. But we can do it only, I am agreeable with him that we do it after this administration. And it should be done through a constitutional convention.
All right.